Being a D&D player is easy. Being a good D&D player takes just a small amount of effort and practice. The only thing required to being a great D&D player is a bit of thought, care, and remembering the lessons of countless players who have gone before you. In this video, I provide a collection of 44 bits of sage advice based on my many years as a dungeon master and as a player to help you take your D&D game to the next level. If you lose track, don't worry. I'll put the same list in an article on my blog. I'll put the link in the description. Before I begin, note that some of this advice is a wee bit more applicable to old school D&D play, but most of it applies regardless of what edition you're playing. Also, some of it will depend on the DM running the game and particular table rules with your party. For example, in one piece of advice, I talk about keeping an eye on rations and torches, but not all tables worry about those details. Number 1, not all combat needs to end in the destruction of your foe in order to gain experience points. Especially for low-level characters with very few hit points, combat is very risky and even the smallest monster can kill you. Consider other ways around a confrontation, including parley, stealth, and bribes. If combat ensues and you decide to flee, remember that many monsters will halt pursuit for shiny things, such as a few coins dropped on the ground or food. If you find a clever way to end combat or avoid it altogether, your DM may award partial or full experience points as if you had killed the monster outright. Number 2, in combat, tactical positioning and movement matters. Don't just think about the location of your own character. Think about how your position impacts the effectiveness and limitations of the rest of your party, as well as area of effect spells and abilities. Before I go on, if you're finding this content useful and inspiring, be sure to click the like button and consider subscribing to the channel. I try to provide good, usable content without a bunch of filler and fluff, so subscribing and watching the full video helps the channel grow. Thanks for watching. Now let's get back to the action. Number 3. Use terrain and obstacles to your advantage, especially during ranged combat, and don't forget to use cover when possible. Number 4, pick up used arrows after combat. You may need them later. A rule we use at my table is 80% of all arrows retrieved are reusable. The others are broken or lost. Number 5, spellcasters must remain still and be able to speak in order to cast their spells, at least for spells that require concentration. Number 6, when your party encounters a monster, it's possible for both sides to be surprised. If only one side is surprised, the other side gets a free round to act before initiative is rolled. Number 7, pay attention to the order of combat and think ahead. Be ready when it's your turn to act to make the overall encounter smooth and efficient. Everyone at the table appreciates players who are organized and paying attention to the action. Number 8, the enemy of your enemy may be your friend. Sometimes you can motivate intelligent or hungry monsters to attack each other instead of attacking you. Number 9. Jewelry, gems, and magic items are worth more and weigh less than coins. Even if your table doesn't track encumbrance, it's not feasible for a halfling to carry 200 pounds of coins in their pack. Number 10. Every 10 coins weigh 1 pound, regardless of the metal type, whether it's copper, silver, gold, or etc. Number 11. Depending on your table rules, death is usually final. At the very least, it's quite inconvenient. It's better to pick your battles, conserve your resources, especially hit points, and run away to fight again another day. However, sometimes bold action is what's called for. Smart players consider the circumstances and know what gives them the best odds to accomplish their goals while surviving the experience. Remember, dead characters don't earn experience points. Number 12, don't waste time on meaningless or trivial distractions. Ask questions, use what you know, and do your best to discern what matters and what doesn't. I talk about this in one of my videos, 5 ways players and DMs sabotage their D&D game and how to fix it, and how these things can sabotage your D&D game. Number 13, you will very rarely find what is hidden if you don't tell the DM that you are searching for it. Don't rely solely on passive perception checks. Number 14, if the DM says you don't find a trap or secret door, that doesn't necessarily mean there isn't a trap or secret door present. Number 15, draw a map as you explore the dungeon. It doesn't have to be specifically accurate, but it must be able to lead you back out to the surface to safety. It can also give clues about unexplored areas that may be hidden behind secret doors. Number 16, over-arguing about things in the dungeon draws the attention of wandering monsters. Wandering monsters sap your resources, especially hit points and spells, and rarely have any treasure on them. Number 17, being able to creatively and constructively solve problems with efficient solutions is the greatest skill a player can have, and it's far more valuable than anything carried or specified on a character sheet. Number 18, The DM often drops hints about things of value, but not everything they say is significant or a clue. Explore and investigate your surroundings. Put things in context with other bits of information to discern what is important. Think like a detective at a crime scene. Gather evidence and piece it together to form a plan. Number 19. The character with the highest charisma score should conduct all negotiations with NPCs on the party's behalf. Number 20. Most henchmen won't consider going on an adventure for hire with you if you don't buy them a drink first. And number 21. Some difficult physical tasks that require great strength, such as opening a stuck door or lifting a portcullis, can only be accomplished through the combined effort of 2 or more characters. 22. Mirrors require a light source to work, and dark vision does not apply. In fact, it's not possible to read in the dark or discern colors using dark vision alone. Number 23. A nearby torch or other heat source will prevent dark vision from working. Number 24. If you're using a torch or lantern, any creature with dark vision will likely see you long before you see them. 25. You can become lost and not realize it when traveling outdoors unless you are following a known road or trail or following a skilled guide. 26. Oil can be one of the most versatile items you can carry. Number 27. Running out of food or water can kill you. Running out of torches or lantern oil is really inconvenient and makes getting out of a dungeon very dangerous, even if you have party members with dark vision. 28. Every party should have at least one 50-foot rope among their combined equipment. 29. Not every character must carry duplicate gear. Consider the gear the party needs as a whole and distribute it in a logical manner. Number 30. Iron spikes and a mallet or hammer can be very useful and versatile. They can be used to wedge a door shut or wedge it open. They can secure a rope or even to create pegs on a wall or a vertical surface to facilitate scaling up, down, or across the surface. And here's a hint. You can toss a few iron spikes to distract a rust monster. 31. Some magic items, especially magic armor and weapons, can be cursed. You won't discover the cursed nature until you attempt to actually use the item in actual combat. Simply holding it or trying it won't reveal the curse. You may potentially be able to pay a high-level magic user or cleric to investigate the item. 32. Some magic items, such as wands, have a finite number of uses, called charges. You can't learn how many charges are loaded into the item without paying a high-level magic user or cleric to inspect it. 33. The undead move silently. Think about this when listening at doors, etc. And number 34. You are listening at doors before you try to open them, right? 35. There are many monsters that suffer penalties when fighting in full daylight. 36. Many spells that affect the mind, such as charm or sleep, do not affect undead. Poison doesn't either. Number 37. You can often communicate, at least at some level, with many different types of monsters. This can avoid deadly and costly combat and may lead you in beneficial directions you may not have expected. Number 38. Monsters, especially those that operate in groups like orcs, goblins, kobolds, and hobgoblins, will use tactics, strategy, and lessons learned to improve the effectiveness of their defenses and methods of attack. Number 39. Making choices and engaging in behavior that is counter to your character's alignment can have serious consequences, especially for certain classes like clerics, druids, and paladins. Number 40. In the end, nobody likes a murder hobo unless everybody around your table likes being murder hobos. And 41. You can give advice or your opinion to other players, but every other player has the right to make their own decisions for what their character does or says. 42. Being a jerk to other players and then claiming that's what my character would do is no excuse. 43. Take a shower. Gamer funk doesn't count as value-added ambience. Number 44. A good dungeon master isn't your enemy and they aren't out to kill you, but that doesn't mean they won't present difficult challenges to your party or play monsters to their fullest ability. The DM is likely hoping you succeed, but the good ones are impartial referees, and you as a player should see them in that light. If you watched all the way to the end, thank you. This actually tells the YouTube algorithm that these videos should be recommended and suggested to other viewers, which helps the channel grow. Meanwhile, I hope you have fun, stay cool, and keep your dice rolling.